Like, that's so unusual. And it's already a White Rose for VanillaTitan. That's a big advantage. But Barret is actually playing a Black Knight. So that's not so common. Not every Druid plays a Black Knight.
Depends on the Druid, but yeah. I mean, the Black Knight is a dead card against Miracle Rogues, but as we said, there are no Miracle Rogues in the ladder or in tournament play. No, I was just kidding. Of course, there are billions. But Black Knight is really strong against other Druids, most of other Druids, and of course Handlocks.
You get some value of it, especially with the White Rose. Normally, some people tend to say Black Knight is too slow. But if you have a White Rose and you can just drop the turn 5 Black Knight, it's not slow, and if you can innervate it out, well, that's just awesome. For Barret, well, we have Harvest Golem and Druid of the Claw plus Raz. Those are some minions he can put out, like in the future. But for VanillaTitan, just that White Rose. There's a turn 4 Yeti, and then Coin Cairn if he wants to. Like turn 5 Coin Cairn, turn 4 actually, Coin Cairn for 6 mana since he has 5 mana then. It's like just crazy. And then he can face his Manipulator him, so big advantage for VanillaTitan here at the moment.
Looks really strong.
Well, he's going to kill the Yeti. That's a good thing. So he can Raz it, attack, and then go for the face still with hero ability. There's that 2/1 minion.
Well, the problem is he still keeps the board control, VanillaTitan that is. And that's when Barret is gonna struggle. Like, he might come back with the Black Knight as soon as VanillaTitan drops the Druid of the Claw.
Are we going to see that Cairn?
It's gonna be faceless next turn.
If
I would even, well...
You consider swiping it now. Just get rid of it before we see a copy. The thing is, if he swipes it now and kills it, that's a big advantage for him. I mean, there would still be the possibility of just facelessing the 4/5 Bane.
No, that would make sense.
Yeah, you would rather go for your Druid of the Claw charge in and then faceless that. But if he leaves it alive, this is just going to be devastating for him.
Okay, what plays can he do?
Oh, double Cairn is like the most convincing play for me, even if you're not able to kill the 4/6. And that was really good for Barret that he brought him down to 4/3. If there's a copy now, that's good. That's only only 4/3. It's still 2 times Cairn 4/3.
Yeah, it's nasty. Yeah, he needs the copy.
But you really don't want to attack, actually. You just want to leave him and then next turn go with the Raz. And Barret gets a White Rose too. So he can late White Rose if he wants to. But I think might see a swipe the left one and like pop the right one. Or swipe the left one and then kill the left one completely. Could be a possible play.
I'm thinking.
It's kind of hard to decide here.
Wild Growth is way too slow now. Can't go for Wild Growth.
Well, the advantage if you go for Wild Growth is you're coming closer and closer to Savage Roar Force of Nature and you have it in your hand.
I think
it's kind of risky to play in that direction. So
wow.
It's slow, but it could turn out good for Barret in the end. He's just going for, like, he doesn't care for 2 Cairns. If there's no Defender of Argus, like those 2 Cairns, well, they're there, okay? But if you just go for the face, I mean, you got 18 damage in your hand. With Savage Roar, with Swipe, you got the Black Knight to kill a Taunter. But, like, with that decision playing the White Rose, he needs to start Face Rush. Yeah, that could turn out good for him.
He's running out of options.
If he would heal himself up by 5, that would just be devastating for Barret's plan. But I guess we're going to see the Raz here for 2, just card draw.
Yep.
And kill off that minion. And what are you going to do now? So you could just swipe enemy face. But you're already down to 28 too, and there's 12 damage on the board. You need to win the next 2 turns or you're screwed. Since you cannot clear that, what is on the board. It's not gonna happen.
He's gonna swipe and at least trigger the Cairn.
Well, trigger the Cairn or swipe the face?
No, trigger the Cairn.
Yeah. The thing is, like,
you need to get rid of the Drake.
And the Drake is really devastating if he starts going for crazy swipes. So he has 2 Banes against him. That's better than 2 Cairns in the end. So, but that swipe.
Ouch.
That swipe, yeah. You get rid of the Drake, but yeah,
Pain.
Swipe follow up, taking 8 damage, and there's 4 more charge damage, 2 more from the Keeper of the Grove. That's like looking extremely good for VanillaTitan.
Someone call the police.
I mean, you get Force of Nature and Roar. What's their use? So you could just pop it and then you kill 1 Bane, 2nd Bane. You take 4 damage yourself.
Well, he has to.
Oh, that's like...
He has to do it.
He could go for the Zoodrake, but he would really hope for another swipe.
That would be ridiculous.
That would be ridiculous.
I mean, it would bring him back into the game. But most people just... I think that might have been the better play. Even though it's risky.
It's
incredibly risky. Like, the chance is probably at 5%, but if you're in this spot, if you're playing normal, your chances are even below 5% to win this match, I guess. So I think going for a Zoodrake and hoping for magical swipe to come was his only chance.
And now he has a Black Knight and an Azure against 6 cards, even 7 cards on VanillaTitan's hand. You can just drop scenarios, you're not getting past that. First case. Well, and he's on 24 HP while you're on 16. So if he just drops a Roar now, you're already getting in trouble. Well, we might see...
No.
Would you go Black Knight value, Keeper of the Grove, just kill 2 trees?
Yes.
Well, if he has a Force of Nature and Roar, you're dead anyways, whatever you do.
Yeah, but you want to... First of all, you want to reduce the damage.
Oh, Kodo. That's actually a cool thing to redraw. So you reduce the damage. There's still 7 on the board. What is there possible? How much damage can he deal? It's 7 on the board with the charge in and the swipe. That's 7, that's 11, that's 15. Plus, well, hero ability is not enough.
Nope.
So how can he deal it different? He could go Mark of the Wild, Keeper of the Grove, and swipe. But that would also be...
same.
That would 15 again. If he goes... No, that would just be... That would even be lesser. Like 7 damage on the board plus the charge minion, like Druid of the Claw plus Mark of the Wild, that would even be lesser damage. So he can deal 15, but isn't that enough? Like, you saw 1 Force of Nature Roar. You could also heal yourself up.
I think going Ancient of Lores the wrong choice. He wants to clear the board entirely.
You saw, well, okay, you didn't see a Black Knight, so you're still struggling to go for your Mark of the Wild. Should maybe just go swipe?
No, why? Like, definitely play Mark of the Wild.
But you
I
could
think drop the Harvest Golem, go for Charge Druid. Never mind.
You could have swiped that just away.
Yeah.
And be happy with it. You could have Mark of the Wild your minion too to kill. Like, if you swipe the left one and then Mark of the Wild your tree, you could have killed the 3/5 and dealt 5 damage to the face. You would have had a 4/1 taunter. That's not the world, but it's a 4/1 taunter.
It's a 4/1 taunt, and then play the Harvest Golem.
Yeah. So that was a possible play too. Well, I think in this situation it didn't matter what he does. Just clear the board, get more minions out.
He won already.
Yeah.
Well, let's be honest here.
That's not how... Yeah, okay, he's going to lose his scenarios now to Raz and Keeper of the Grove.
Well,
that's actually good.
Or is he going for card draw?
What do you want to draw? Again, the swipe, so that could be somewhere in some universe useful. But you can kill the scenarios, you can prevent the 5 damage. Or you kill the Harvest Golem twice. But before you do that, I would kill the scenarios. Absolutely. He could go for the card draw.
But the thing is, what would bring him back?
Not a lot. Like, literally nothing. That's Deathwing. Draw Deathwing. Survive a turn, drop Deathwing. But there's a big game hunter for VanillaTitan, so that would not even bring him back. Deathwing brings everyone back into the game. But if your enemy still holds his hand with crazy stuff, so he could just kill him with spells almost. So that's just good. There's 4 damage on the board, 4 damage in his hand, 4 damage with a swipe, so he could deal 8 plus 4, 12 damage is possible now for him. I think still the scenarios turn, the last one, he could have played different and that would have been better in the end.
Nice.
But well, it works good for him. He just has a good hand.
Innovate swipe.
He doesn't even need to innovate swipe, just Mark of the Wild or not even that. You can just play it slow, keep your innovate. Next turn you can go Argent Commander, innovate Druid of the Claw. Argent Commander, swipe, innovate out Mark of the Wild. That would actually be 10 damage instead of 8 damage.
Ragnaros.
Oh, Ragnaros could hit the 5-5. That would be really good for you. If he hits the 5-5, that would have a big value, but he's down to 14. And we counted, there is 10 damage to pop from his hand if he wants to.
Wow.
Yeah, that was
the harvest machine.
Just a wow. It was just, it's the moment where you want to toss your keyboard and everything and you're just raging at your computer. So that's the damage he can deal, exactly 14. VanillaTitan wins here the first game against Beherit. Druid versus Druid, and well, Druid is known as the deck with a most of the time highest win chance. It's good to go.
And we see VanillaTitan as a wild growth again and a Yeti. But he is turn 1.
Against a Shaman here for Beherit.
And Shaman is one of the toughest matchups for Druid, if not the toughest, because the Shaman just floods the board. And Druid, in general, has problems to clear the board once it is full. Like, if you lose board control as a Druid, it's crazy, crazy hard to get back.
And the big advantage for VanillaTitan is already, he has the White Rose, he has a Yeti. Druid of the Claw, so we're talking about follow-up, so he can play turn 5, turn 4, turn 5, turn 6. He has those moves. And for Beherit, well, he has an Unbound Elemental. He has a White Pyromancer, but that's it. So that's it then for some time. I would maybe just go for the White Pyromancer, actually, and not for the Unbound, since you do not have anything to overload it. You just, if you redraw Wolves now, that was super nice for you, but in any other way, that was just crappy.
No, there was a misplay, because if he had played the Wild Pyromancer, he could have just Flame Tongued and maybe coined out a totem and killed the Yeti immediately. He has no way to kill the Yeti, and he should have known that a turn 4 Yeti play is really likely.
Yep. I guess he was feared of the Keeper of the Grove. So that was the only thing why he didn't play the White Pyromancer. If there's a turn 4 Keeper of the Grove, you lose your White Pyromancer instantly.
It's fine, because then he has a 2-4 minion on the board instead of a 4-5, and used one of his silences he could use against your Flame Tongue, you know? So it's definitely, it would have been better to play the
Absolutely.
Wild Pyromancer.
I agree with you there. Even though if he plays the Keeper, it would have turned out better for him. Now it's just looking good for VanillaTitan. Azure Drake or Druid of the Claw, he could charge in, kill both, have 2 minions with 2 HP. If there is then a Lightning Storm, well then you're screwed. You could also just taunt up his minion. The only disadvantage from taunting up is when there is a Hex, then you're a bit screwed too. But like this, definitely kill the Unbound, so that's no surprise.
I think I would have played the Druid's Taunt.
I guess so, that would be okay. A Rockbiter. Oh, this is really good. He can Rockbiter, kill the Drake, because the one explosion, and kill up the Yeti. So perfect move for Beherit. He can kill everything.
Afterwards play an Unbound.
Yeah, that's just like a really crazy move. You want to go Wind Fury Rockbiter, okay? I understand that. But this move just is better in the end. So you clear the board and you get a minion out.
You want to get control over the board. And that was the reason why I preferred the Druid of the Claw over the Azure Drake. Because a 4-6 with Taunt is so much stronger than a 4-4. He got the card draw, but he wasn't reliant on it.
I know what you mean. There's now the possibility of the Druid of the Claw. What does he else want to do? He could just, well, he could just swipe if he really wants it, but he gains no board.
It's Druid of the Claw charge up, in my opinion.
He gains no board. That's the biggest threat. There might be a turn 6 Fire Elemental, but until then, you did already 4 damage with your minion, you killed a minion. So that's like big advantage for you. You use him twice, you used him to kill something, and then if he gets Fire Elemental, that's okay. If he gets Lightning Bolted, that's okay. Since there will be no turn 6 follow-up if we see a Lightning Bolt now.
Yeah, and he has the control over the board, and that's what I was talking about. It's so crucial as a Druid to keep the control, especially against the Shaman. And it gets harder for him to get the totems up, because it's always 2 mana, and they are worthless in the first turn. Most of the time. I mean, like, okay, Taunt Totem is nice, it gives you time. But if the Druid just keeps throwing big minions out, and that's what a Ram Druid does, you get into trouble.
The advantage for VanillaTitan is that he has a Starfall. So even if he falls back, he at least has a chance turn 9 Starfall swipe. He could just almost kill everything.
There's still a Azure Drake in there. Or Salnus also clears most of the board.
So even if he falls back, he could come back sometime. But for VanillaTitan, it just looks extremely good. That lightning bolt throws Beherit so far back. That's good that he uses it, so that minion is gone, but he has no follow-up anymore now. And that's just gonna hurt. Ancient of Lore, yeah, this is just really good. Double card draw, and there's a 2/2 against you.
Gets a harvest, perfect. Big Game Hunter is...
It depends.
It's actually decent, because there's a Flame Tongue out there.
Mm-hmm. If he plays his Fire Elemental close to the Flame Tongue, that could be a really nice move with the Big Game Hunter. He has one mark of the wild also.
Like, no point. I think he should play it left to the healing Tide Totem.
Sadly, he has no spell damage, Selness, Azure Drake, something. If he would be on turn 9, he could really go for Starfall Swipe to kill everything. Well, now his swipe is already really good, so he can swipe or Starfall, kill off the small minions.
Yeah, definitely go for Res, kill the Flame Tongue, and then play your Black Knight to get more minions out on the board. And then trade the other taunt away. There's just like the healing and the Flame Tongue still there. No, it's not Flame Tongue. What's
the Searing Totem.
Searing Totem.
The good thing, there's just one damage.
Okay, that's even better. Like, I was stupid for a second.
No, you weren't stupid. Just sometimes the obvious thing, you just see 3 HP minions. Well, just kill the Flame Tongue since it's the biggest threat in theory.
Yep.
He killed those minions off the board, and now he has 5/5, 4/5. Even the Lightning Storm wouldn't be useful at all. He's overloaded again due to his play of the Spirit Wolves. No follow-up, and we have to question 2 times his play there. If he hadn't played the Lightning Bolt, he could have played the Fire Elemental or the Argent Commander, which would have been of so much value for him.
Well, the biggest mistake was the Unmount Elemental early that he coined out.
Yeah, that's destroyed.
Like, to coin out an Unmount Elemental is totally fine, but you need the follow-up. You need a Lightning Bolt, you need a Thunderstorm, you know, or even just the Feral Spirits. If you don't have that, it is in swipe range or Yeti range, and we saw exactly that happening, and that was a big, yeah. I think it was what cost him the game, effectively.
In the end, if we recapitulate everything that happened, and I agree with you there, that first turn 2 play was just devastating. He has an Earthshock now, but what are you going to do? Like, Earthshock the 7/6? Well, then it's a 5/4 minion still. You could Earthshock the 4/5. So you can kill the tree if you want to, with the Earthshock and with your Argent Commander. That at least. Argent Commander Wind Fury is possible too, but it's the same outcome. You would actually keep it if you go for the Earthshock.
Nah, he has to go for Argent Commander Earthshock. It's the only play. Because, like, even a Force of Nature would kill him right now. Like, just a Force of Nature.
There's 11 damage left if he kills the left one. And we see there is Swipe. So that's +4. 15 damage is possible. Starfall is there too. So he could just Starfall if he wants to. And even Innervate out Cairn, Starfall, Harvest Golem. They're like just...
Starfall, Innervate Cairn.
Yeah. Like just...
Or...
Faceless Manipulator, the Charger, and win the game. Yeah, we were just like missing.
Oh, that's also a great play.
Yeah. Or it did, in this case again, he had lethal this turn.